Welcome to the WHMCS PaySubs plugin, previously known as the VCS with recurring plugin. Today we're going to run through plugin installation, features, configuration and suggested workflows. You'll notice when you unzip your plugin folder, which you would have received directly from PayGate or from your developer, that you have your README file, your readme.txt, and also your modules file. Your modules file has a few required files that are needed for installation. You can follow along in the instructions mentioned here, or refer to this video, which will pretty much go along the same idea. The first step is to unzip the core zip, which we would have already done to get to this folder. And the second step here is to upload the modules folder directory into the modules gateways folder. I'm going to show you how to do 2 and 3 in an easy step using FileZilla, which is a free open source FTP program. Here we are in FileZilla. I browse to the folder containing the module, and all I need to do is browse to my root directory, and you'll notice there that the modules folder is in existence already over here. So all we would need to do is click upload, and it will automatically upload the relevant files. If you've already got these files, the VCS link and callback VCS link, FileZilla may prompt you to replace or overwrite the files. You can say yes and make sure that you overwrite the old version with the latest version. The next step is to enable the VCS gateway at Setup Payments Payment Gateways. This is found under Setup on your admin backend, under Payments, and then Payment Gateways. You can select Add Payment Gateways to add new payment gateways. VCS has already been added on this setup. Or you can manage existing gateways. Managing existing gateways is pretty straightforward. As you can see, you'll have your VCS options. You can change the name. You can enable or disable to show on order form, in case you wanted to only show on invoices. You enter your terminal ID, which is blurred out for this tutorial. Enter the secret, which in this case is secret. You have two options here: accept VCS budget payments to accept card budget payments, and also enable recurring, which enables the VCS with recurring functionality. For the sake of this example, I will initially disable the recurring, and we'll go through the options. Upon saving, you would have confirmation of the changes to the payment gateway settings have been saved. The next step, as per the TXT file, is to set up the VCS terminal. Now, while the plugin does automatically populate the gateway and callback URLs, it is advisable to also hard code this into your backend. So the first thing you'll do is you'll put your web URL under the website URL section. You will then select your domain and then /modules/gateways/callback/vcslink.php, and you'll put this link under approved and declined. This is basically going to handle the response from the payment gateway and populate the transaction details into the various orders. The other setting you'll need to set is post, and you click modify to save your settings. Just to give you a visual on how this currently looks, after logging in using the details supplied to you by the PayGate support team, you can click Merchant Administration and then select VC Interfacing page 1. And under the VCS Interfacing page 1, you will find website URL, where you can put your core URL. You'll also find the approved page URL and declined page URL and HTTP method, as per the instruction just a moment ago. You select modify, and that will save the details. Let's see how the checkout renders when recurring is disabled. If we select complete order, having added a product to our cart, you direct to this page which says pay and OneSource in brackets, which then redirects to the backend, and you can process a normal web payment as per usual. Select pay, everything gets processed, and you return back to the order confirmation screen. Now let's look at what happens when we enable recurring. I would like to mention that the shop has recurring products enabled, and we've just selected monthly for this example. We now select complete order, and we'll see that it says pay with recurring in parentheses. And you'll notice this text in bold, which says recurring transaction, mentioning the amount that will occur monthly in the period. If it's an annual product, it will say annually or biannually, depending on what you select, and also the date that starts the subscription. We've also said that it will continue for an unlimited period of time until notice of cancellation is given and the merchant cancels on the back end. We can select pay and everything will be processed. This is the point where we would like to draw distinction to the various PayGate plugins, mention a bit of history, and also suggest a potential workflow and some potential hiccups to look out for should you have many clients. As you can see, orders are processed and added passing through the invoice number as the ID. Recurring transactions will have the initial invoice number, a space and the ID, and a random 15-character string added on as reference. WHMCS is used to what is known as host-to-host transactions, meaning that WHMCS should control, cancel, process, and perform motor transactions directly on the PayGate backend. In other words, WHMCS is expecting a different product than PaySubs. I'd like to now go through some DPO PayGate products. Specifically, distinction on PaySubs and PayHost. PaySubs allows an internet merchant to easily manage and process recurring billing of credit card payments via the payment gateway. When we go into the details of this, you'll notice this following paragraph. To process recurring payments on a credit card, a PaySubs subscription can be set up either via website integration or manually via the PayGate back office. Once the subscription has been created, the relevant card will be billed the specified amount at the specified frequency, for example, every month on the 27th day, until the subscription ends. Subscriptions can be edited and deleted via page in the PayGate back office. Using PaySubs, you can easily add a subscription that will recur seamlessly every single month until you manually edit, change, or configure that subscription differently. This process is relying on the merchant to log and edit processes via the backend. Now let's contrast this with PayHost. PayHost is the PayGate payment SOAP service that allows developers to design a custom payment processing gateway for your website. When we drill down into the details for this, we'll notice the one important PayHost feature. Payments processed via host-to-host or redirect methods. In other words, PayHost is a PayGate product that allows another system to manage your transactions and subscriptions, a system such as WHMCS. Because WHMCS is expecting a host-to-host payment method to generate invoices, when the new invoice is created automatically by the system, the client may click on the recurring payment option a second or third time, resulting in multiple entries into the PaySubs system. Another thing to consider is that a client may cancel his service on your website and find that the subscription continues to be billed, as the PaySubs subscription requires the merchant to disable or cancel manually. PaySubs, or VCS with recurring, is enabled in this plugin as it was a feature that had been previously implemented, and some merchants rely on the functionality presented. It is still of use to merchants who have a manual processing system and refer to the original invoice ID and then manually compare the payments which have been processed automatically with the logs of the invoices created by WHMCS. However, it is our recommendation, based on current workflows, to operate your WHMCS system with recurring mode disabled until such time as host-to-host transfers have been enabled. And this is due purely to the fact that WHMCS prefers host-to-host payment gateway methods. The payment gateway is now configured on your system.